Hello, my name is Mrak. I fight at Island MMA. I fight at 205. My coaches are Heit and Derek Medler.
So Derek, this is your AFC debut. How are you feeling about getting into the cage?
I feel pretty good about it. I fought in an amateur card that had a pretty big cage with a big crowd, so I feel like that.
So it's not your first time in the cage?
Yeah.
Have you been studying your opponent at all?
I have not. I know him. He's a nice guy. You know, I haven't even watched any of his fights since this training camp has started. I might watch one before Saturday morning.
So do you don't know his style or anything like that?
He's just a big, tough, strong brawler, is what I've seen. But you know, I've never trained with him, so I don't know what he does in the gym. You know, everybody on game day is a lot different than they are in the dojo. So we'll see what he brings on this day.
Now going back a little bit, how did you actually end up getting into the sport of MMA?
When I was a teenager and into my early 20s, I did judo. I went nationals in that, and then I had a couple injuries, so I stopped competing. And then it just started rotting me. I just needed to do something, so I started boxing and kickboxing, and then before I knew it, I did a couple amateur fights.
So what gym did you actually end up starting at when you got into MMA?
For MMA, it was Canada's Best Karate. One of my really good friends owns it, and at the time there was a small MMA program.
And that's the one in Victoria here?
Yes.
With the Mueller boys?
Sorry?
Was it the Mueller boys?
Yes.
Okay. Any advice that you may have for people that are interested or on the fence about getting into the sport of MMA?
I would say everybody should get into it and try it, because it'd be nice to have more guys to train with. A lot of people talk about it. It's the most popular sport in the world, it seems like, but every gym is you know, half full. So
tell us a little bit about that last fight that you had in the cage.
Well, the last fight in the cage was a couple fights ago. My last fight, the one in the cage I won. It was a good fight. It was a really good, well-rounded guy. It went all 3 rounds. I won a decision. But it was a really good fight. I learned how to, you gotta capitalize. I watch that video, it kills me. So many times I just had that guy, the ref on his hands and knees, just waiting for me to throw one more shot, and they would have ended that fight. But
now, are you one of those guys that likes to watch the video of yourself when you're at the fight, so you can watch and see what you did wrong and maybe try and correct it?
Oh, that's the first thing I do every time I get fight's over. I watch it and just usually shake my head, but it's always a good experience.
Do you have someone that you look up to in this sport, like an inspiration, whether it be someone just local that you know?
I would say I look up to the guys here. I look up to Heit for his work ethic and his skills and his boxing, and Derek Medler for just being he's a phenom, and Carl Bergen for, he's got the talent, he puts the work in, so look, the guys right here.
Now we hear a lot of talk about the weight training. That was just Jason Heit coming in just to remind us that he has to go back in. And I'm just wondering how it's going for you. Do you feel confident about meeting weight on Friday?
I'm not concerned about making weight. The fight was originally supposed to be a 185. And then it moved to a 199, so I was just eating and loving my training camp, just eating anything I wanted, eating an extra, I was eating 2 cups of vegetable pasta a day on top of my other 6 meals. I put on probably 15 pounds, and that was just energy. And then, and now once I've had to change my diet a little bit, the energy level's gone down, but the weight's kind of evening out. I only have maybe 5 pounds to cut.
Oh, not bad. Well. Not bad. And you got another few more.
Yeah,
a couple more days.
If it was a 200-pound fight, I would be.
It's doable.
Yeah, I'd be a good size if it was a 200, 205. I'm a bit small, but.
What's the first meal that you're looking forward to eating after this is all over? Because I know it's tough for guys.
I'm just hoping that that I can just eat in general. I've definitely had a few fights where, my jaw was pretty sore and I couldn't eat. So if I can have a beer and eat anything, I'll be a happy guy. That'll be a win.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing your debut in the cage, and we will see you on fight night.
Awesome.
Thank you for your time, Derek.
Thanks a lot.